like to address some criticism at the top.
All right.
I do clear my throat. I think it feels like an inordinate amount. It tends to be more in the evenings and in the mornings. I don't know why. I get a little dryness, and I feel like I have a little that I have to do all the time. And what's strange about that is my parents both have that too. And when they hear me doing it, they're like, "Oh, you got that from us." And no matter how much like liquid or Mountain Dew I have,
Can have a gallon of Mountain Dew.
I could be drinking swimming in a gallon of Mountain Dew, but it's just how, but especially in the mornings, there have been times where I've like jumped on like a business call or something. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like I can't, cause when you have to clear that old throat, like there's no like, okay, I just won't cough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then now in like the post-COVID times, it's like that, the saying you would cough to cover a fart. Now you fart to cover a cough.
Exactly. But I find that, this particular affliction that I have does not, make people think that I'm sick. It's like, it's that. And then they're like, oh, it doesn't, I don't think it comes off as viral. It comes off more like old manish, perhaps. That's criticism number one. I've received, maybe 2 comments lifetime. Well, more than that, that I have an annoying voice. And, to that I say, like, there's no accounting for taste. I'm not thrilled about it either, guys. But I can.
It's like you're your own critic of your voice when you first hear your own recorded voice, like when you're a child, and you're like, "What is that thing coming out of a speaker?"
But like you're as somebody who records himself all the time, you're way past it now, right? Like now, it does sound to you the way that it really comes off, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm editing my voice all the time. You're used to it so much. But I do remember as a kid hearing myself like on the answering machine, when you like call your parents' house or your house, and then you like check the answer machine later and you're just like horrified.
Yeah. It's like, hi mom, it's me, Frankie. You're like, who the hell is that?
Who's this goblin?
Like all the time.
There's a goblin calling me.
But I wonder if in the age of recording ourselves all the time, putting ourselves on TikToks all the time, like if people are starting to get over the voice thing. But I heard like occasionally they'll say like I have a Mickey Mouse-ish high pitched kind of voice. I'll grant you that it's higher pitched than the average person probably. I speak sort of from the throat instead of from the diaphragm.
It's higher pitched than mine.
Yeah, but it's not it's not Ben Shapiro.
Okay, folks.
And that would require that you clear your throat every 10 minutes. It's not, I don't think that it's like helium voice.
I wouldn't say that
personally.
It's got texture to it though, too. It's not like a high Mickey Mouse voice. There's a good texture to it.
Yeah. If it was all okay, EJ, let's talk about retro games today. Yeah.
Gorsh. Gorsh, Mickey.
That'd be a different vibe. We had a huge upload weekend a couple weekends ago, or upload week. The Who Is Red Cow video went up to, it was extremely well received, which is awesome. And then you did this really cool video about modding the PlayStation. It was like 2 premium videos in 1 week.
Oh, yeah. I cut it apart and I uploaded it to the other channel too, which I think worked out. Our audiences between the 2 channels don't overlap much. We've figured out. So.
That's what we learned from, because I uploaded the Who Is Red Cow video to both channels and noted. Well, first of all, interestingly, the Red Cow Arcade channel outperformed the main channel. That's kind of interesting. And then it was like it was not the same viewers on both. It wasn't like if the average number of views we get is between 1,000 and 2,000 for the first couple of days, like both videos got 1,000 to 2,000. And I don't think everybody's watching it on both channels. So I just think we have a split audience. And so it puts us in an interesting position where when there's a video that we put a lot of time and effort into and we're proud of, how do we double dip or how do we get it to both audiences? That's the question. And so what EJ did was he put the full video on the main channel and then he split it into 2. One was like a retrospective on PlayStation, and then the other one was the actual mod. which honestly, some people searching the website might go straight to the mod one or straight to the retrospective one.
Yeah, and I think it's worked out. It seems like they're all performing well independently, so that's good.
Or we did that
more so on this channel.
We did like our gaming Christmas memories
right.
For the Christmas special, and we just put, it was a segment in a bigger episode of Boxmac, but we just put that up in on Red Cow Arcade, and then everybody got to see it who wouldn't otherwise check out the other channel. But it does seem like the Who is Red Cow video has been very effective at like connecting the dots for people, and
lots of positive comments and
compelling them to want to check out the backlog, because now it all sort of makes sense. It pays to tell your own story. James Rolfe learned that, that Cinemassacre 200 thing, or Kevin Smith, God, talk about him. Like that dude, I swear, like so much of his career was just built on DVD special features, like telling his own story.
Right.
It's important to make sure your audience knows where you're coming from sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Especially, a YouTube channel, people might not know where you come from. Like, who is this sucker? Who is this guy who's like got opinions? Why does he have these opinions?
Yeah.
And it's nice to give people context. Like, oh, this is where I come from. I'm a humble man.
It all started with it was just that one Kurt dude in who was like, well, I like your podcast, and I think for him, like, he found the podcast and it was easy to digest the podcast. And it was like, but there's all these other shows? He's like, yeah, I don't really like lifestyle content. That really stuck with me. I was like, lifestyle content. I never really considered before. I was like, have I been like dedicating all of my free time towards making lifestyle content? And so I was like, I better, even just for my own edification, I better cut together a documentary about myself.
And as you can see, a small portion has been lifestyle content.
Kurt is right. Some people were like, because there's a part of it where I'm like, it's like 16 minutes into the thing, just about at the end. And I'm like, and angry AVGN critics pointed out that we had no right to criticize James because we've never made anything before. And they were like, that was just a big flex. You made this whole documentary just to be like, no, see, and I was like, yeah, you're basically right about that.
Yeah.
I needed to fill in the details for the uninitiated. But there are people in my personal life who saw it, who were like, I didn't know half of that. And they see me every single day in my work life or whatever. And I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if everybody had a 16-minute documentary?
Yeah, you just show it to your potential coworkers and be like, oh, this is what I'm all about.
Imagine if a dating website was like, upload your 16-minute channel trailer about your whole life. And
well, yeah,
you could watch each other's channel trailer, and it would be supported by all this footage, multi-generational footage from your whole life, like I've put together.
Well, I'm sure that will be the case so soon, with everyone uploading to TikTok and everything.
Yeah, you need to get to because everybody has the footage, right? Because everybody's been filming on their phones all this time, and then you need some AI that will put together the documentary.
Oh yeah,
and then you can introduce people on Bumble more easily.
Yeah, they can do like an AI versions of your voice, like so you don't even have to write and narrate your own stuff.
Or like a Joe Biden, Donald Trump, George W. Bush, like they
making tier lists.
Yeah, they make tier lists.
The Gatorade definitive tier list.
I remember Gatorade when it was called Pioneer Fluid.
Jesus Christ, Joe, Gatorade was invented in '62, dumbass.
All right, let's start with a classic lemon lime flavor.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.